Hey guys, welcome to Dreamhouse Nightmare, and tonight we are going to be watching Plan 69 from Outer Space. This is a parody of the Ed Wood film Plan 9 from Outer Space, and it was made in 1993, directed by Frank Marino, starring Diana Lauren and Peter North. I also want to point out that I love Peter North. I think that he's a great actor, and I'm surprised that he never went on to mainstream. But if you are not 18, going forward from right here, if you are not 18, please click off this video. This is a commentary and review of an adult film and it's not suitable for all audiences. I have flagged the video for not being suitable for all audiences, and I just want to give that disclaimer before we go any further. I am going to go ahead and read the synopsis of the film real quick off IMDb. It is an adult version of the infamous Ed Wood Plan 9 from Outer Space cult film. Plan 69 squeezes in UFOs, Scream Queen bimbos, goofy makeup, and lots of sultry doing it to boot. Hilariously turned on wacky aliens kidnap bikini-clad rocket scientists to fulfill their extraterrestrial carnal cravings. So this sounds like it's going to be fun. But before I go any further, if you do like this channel or if you do like this video, please like, subscribe, and hype this video. Hyping the video also helps push small-time creators' videos into an algorithm so other people will see their channel, and it just really helps us out. You can also follow me on Instagram at Dreamhouse Nightmare, and I do have Facebook, but that's more for like networking because I work in film as directing, acting, and screenwriting. So I try to keep everything mainly on the Instagram and on the YouTube. So if you like this video, again, please do not forget to subscribe. But without further ado, here is Plan 69 from Outer Space.
Good evening. I am the amazing Foreskin. The story that you are about to see is true. Yes, this shit actually happened. I realize it might be difficult for your feeble minds to comprehend, but there are life forms that exist outside of our galaxy. Life forms that are bent on the total domination of other civilizations. Life forms with such superior intelligence that the human race would tremble in its presence. Life forms that marvel at the sight of firm yet supple. But I digress. Join me as we present to you the chilling true story of what happened when aliens from the planet Dworkin set out to consummate their evil plan. Plan 69 from outer space.
Well, Miss Honeypot, looks like smooth flight from here on in.
Thank goodness, Major Bummer. I was worried we might encounter space aliens bent on the total domination of the galaxy.
Well, Miss Honeypot, that only happens in cheesy science fiction melodramas. This is real life.
What's that strange humming sound?
I don't know.
You don't think it could be?
I don't know anymore. Why don't you check on the passengers?
Yes, sir. Is everyone all right back there? Mr. Holly? Mr. Valens? How about you, Mr. Bopper? Good. The passengers are fine, Major Bummer.
Good. But that humming sound is still a mystery. Oh, God, what's that?
It's either a highly advanced, unidentified flying object from the planet Dworkin, or a paper plate. What luck! It just missed us.
But that close encounter has knocked out all my high-tech controls. I'm afraid you're going down, Miss Honeypot.
Don't you mean we're going down?
Not exactly.
So if you're a fan of Plan 9 from Outer Space, you should recognize the over-the-top, outrageous monologue that we just got, which is a parody of the original film. However, we don't have a guy sitting staring into the camera. It just plays over the credits in this one. And then it also opens to a scene on an airplane, which is the reminiscent of the scene in Plan 9 from Outer Space, where Jeff is flying the plane with his co-pilot, and they see a flying saucer, and the stewardess comes in and they ask, like, is all the passengers okay? And she's like, yeah, most of them were asleep, whatever. But then the Army come in and they said that they were not allowed to talk about this, and they try to basically suppress what they saw on the plane. So what this film does is we see Beatrice Fowler as the co-pilot, and we also see Peter North as the pilot, and they hear a humming in the background, and there's she gets up, she goes over to the curtain and pulls it back. There's a bear lady there, and then also we hear some stuff going on in the background, and obviously this lady is doing something with a gentleman that's on the plane in the back, but it's not shown. And they do see a flying saucer, which messes up the controls, and they're not able to steer the plane, and he's like, oh, we're going down. And she said, you mean we're going down? And then they link up. So it's definitely a parody of the original film. I'm glad of that, because I just, if I'm gonna get a parody of something, I like to reminisce from the first original source, I should say, the original source. So yeah, I'm liking it so far, and let's just see where this goes.
Meanwhile, not far from the romantic interlude, two average American women were enjoying a day off from their ordinary jobs. Little did they realize that they were about to become deeply entwined in the the not very nice plan that was already in place.
I like what then. That's women.
Sure is nice to have a day off from our ordinary jobs, isn't it, Dina?
Sure is, Melanie. Working with neutrons and gamma rays and radioactive fusion all day long can get really tiresome.
Well, at least the government has a great dental plan.
That it does. But I want more. Just once, I want something exciting to happen in my life.
We interrupt this musical broadcast to bring you the special bulletin. An aircraft piloted by Major Biff Bummer and his lovely flight attendant Iva Honeypot has gone down over the Guanji Valley area. Scientists speculate that this is the work of unidentified flying objects that happen to look suspiciously like paper plates.
Melanie, what is it? There! There!
Relax, it's a paper plate.
So it's not a flying saucer.
No, it's not.
Oh, so that up there, that's just a paper plate too, huh?
No, that's a flying saucer. Just act natural.
Okay.
So we go into another scene that feels like it's right out of Plan 9 from Outer Space. So it is staying true to its source. I am glad for that. And this time they're sitting out on the porch. And this is reminiscent of when Jeff and his wife Paula were sitting out on the porch, and he's trying to tell her about how he saw the flying saucers, and he's not allowed to tell anybody because the Army is forcing him not to be able to tell anybody. And in this version of it, we have basically the two leads of the film who are slightly, I'm guessing that they're slightly airheaded, and it's meant to be that way, in a respectable way is the way I should put it. But we have Diana and Celeste. They're sitting out on the porch, and they are listening to the radio, and it says that there's been some flying saucers and that it was caused the plane to go down, that Peter North and Beatrice was in, and we see that there's a plate laying on the ground, so one of the girls freaks out, and then she's like, oh, well, I guess that's a paper plate too, and she's looking up at the sky, and there is a flying saucer above them, and they're like, quick, act natural. And so I guess the only way to act natural is to link up together, right? Because it is natural. So yeah, I mean, it's staying true to its source. You can tell which scenes that it's parodying from Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. So I'm just going to keep continuing.
Let me see. Come on, let me see. Come on, give me that thing. Give me that thing. What do you see down there? Give it to me. Damn it, back.
Okay, so we're seeing the aliens, and they're really airheaded themselves, and they kind of are. To me, I feel like it's parodying them because like the aliens were so serious in Plan 9 from Outer Space. So this take on them being like ultra super silly, it's kind of like Dumb and Dumber. So I'm not mad at it. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness! Who are you? And what do you want? Wow, that must have hurt. Don't I know you from somewhere? I'm sure I know you from somewhere. I know! You're that guy! That guy in that movie. The dead don't smell bad. The dead don't smell bad. Sorry.
We'll take it from that one.
You're that guy. That guy in that movie. The dead smell bad. I loved you in that. Of course, in that, you weren't sporting this pup tent you've got going now. Don't be shy. I like a guy who knows how to sport a cheap costume. Here, let me make it better. Hold on. Coffin breath.
Okay, so we have another scene that's parodying right out of Plan 9 from Outer Space. And in that scene, it's the scene where Jeff's wife, Paula, is at home. She's on the phone, and then she goes to bed. And then Bela Lugosi's character creeps into the house, and he goes into her bedroom. And basically, she runs out, and it starts this big chase scene through the cemetery. And then she gets cornered by the ghouls. But in this version of it, he creeps into the bedroom, and she's been changing, and then he falls over the bed, and she kind of like looks at him as like calls out the cheap costume, but they left a blooper in the film, so she messes up her line, and they put a big question mark, and then it goes back and she redoes it. So I guess that's kind of unique that they left a blooper in the actual film. And then she's like, oh, well, I can make you feel better. And then they link up. So instead of her running away from the creepy guy who creeped into her room, she's going to link up with him, I guess.
Oh, what the hell is taking him so long? I could have conquered 3 other planets in the time it takes him to get 2 Earth women. Oh, it just goes to show you. Never send a reanimated corpse to do an evil space alien's job. We're gonna have to handle this ourselves, Spec, okay? Come on. Bathroom? Okay, well, hurry up. Hey, where are you going with that? Oh, we don't have all millennium. Let's get out of here.
My goodness, who are you?
Major Biff Bummer, ma'am. And I do need your help.
Major Bummer? But I thought you and your lovely flight attendant, Iva Honeypot, perished when your plane crashed.
Well, all did seem lost. I'll explain to you what happened. We lost altitude rapidly, and I used a brassiere to float it to safety.
Yeah? Well, what happened to her?
She wasn't so lucky.
No.
Flat as a pancake.
Ooh.
Never believed in love at first sight.
Major Bummer, I love you too.
Okay, so this doesn't seem reminiscent at all of Plan 9 right here, but we find out that Peter North's character survived the plane crash by using Beatrice's brassiere to float down and basically save himself while she got flattened like a pancake. And he says, you know, he's obviously flirting with Celeste, and he says, you know, do you believe in love at first sight? And obviously he has the hots for her. So basically they're just linking up. So there's not too much really happening in this moment, except that Peter North's character has survived the plane crash. So that's how he is able to continue in the story.
You idiot feck. Look at this, a parking ticket. This is coming out of your pay.
So, Splat Spoon?
That's Clat's poo.
Whatever. So what kind of fiendish plot are you spouting on about, huh?
We will take 3 of you to the planet Dworkin. There, we will have your brains removed, washed, and altered. We'll have these brains put into exact replicas of your bodies. These replica bodies will have returned to planet Earth. They will infiltrate your government, and then we will have control of your world.
But why Earth?
Ha ha ha! Because as everybody in the galaxy knows, Earth is the only place that you can get a real pizza or a good bagel. Oh, except of course in Los Angeles, that is.
It'll never work. You'll never be able to duplicate us successfully.
Ha ha! I have the perfect example right here. Of course, she's a rush order and I had to pay double for, but it's the prototype. Here she is. May I introduce Miss Iva Honeypot.
Iva, is that really you? Say something.
Can I have my bra back?
You fiendish ghoul, you monster. I'm gonna kill you.
Well, at least it happened now, rather than later, when you'd have to give back all those wedding gifts.
Enough of this. Now we have to take off. Beck, go check the... whatever it is you have to check for taking off, okay?
Listen, I've been looking over the controls, and I think I figured out a way to stop this thing from taking off. Do you think maybe you can distract Cat's poop over there for a while?
I'll do it. I will do it for us. I will do it for Earth. And most of all, I'll do it for the bummer.
Way to go, Sparky.
Mr. Pap Smear?
That's Cat's poo.
Whatever. I was thinking, since you're gonna make me a replica and everything, could you indulge me in one last wish?
Well, maybe. What is it?
Well, I've always had this fantasy of making...
Okay, so now we have Peter North's character is done linking up with Celeste, and the aliens come in, and Diana's there, and they're like, we're going to take you back to our spaceship, and we're going to remove your brain and put it into replicate bodies and send you back to Earth so you can infiltrate the government. Wild, right? But I guess it's kind of like playing along the lines of like turning them into zombies to have mind control over them, right? So, I mean, I guess it is reminiscent of Plan 9 from Outer Space in a way, and maybe it is smarter to do it that way, right? So the girls are like, "Oh, well, you could have given me like more notice." And she's like, I need a hair dryer." And the other girl's like, "Well, can I borrow that dress?" And then they just kind of like walk off, and yeah, and then they go to the spaceship.
Got it!
What? What? Got what?
The end to your evil scheme. Do it, Dinah!
Oh, no!
Come on, let's get out of here.
Quick! Beck! You must reverse it or the ship will explode! I haven't got a fucking clue!
Dick, love you. So you see, people of Earth, don't be so quick to laugh at the stories of extraterrestrial beings among us. Why, the person sitting right beside you in this very theater could well be...
So in the original Plan 9 from Outer Space, the movie ended abruptly. It was a really weird ending to a really good low-budget film. And I wasn't really happy with the whole reason as to why the aliens were there. I was not really happy as to why or how the aliens just kind of left and like their saucer was on fire. It just, the rest of the film was really good though. Well, it wasn't really good. It's iconically bad. But in this version of it, we had the girls go up to the spaceship, and one of the girls that was killed in the plane, which is Beatrice, she is now brought back, and her brain has been put into this other body, and she is alive again because she went splat, so I guess nothing happened to her brain. But anyway, they all seduce the aliens, and then at the very end, I guess it's kind of like the original Plan 9 from Outer Space, because in the original there was the alien and Jeff, and they were fighting, and their controls caught on fire, and it basically ruined their plans and caught their spaceship on fire. But in this version, where they're linking up and they're seducing them, she kind of sneaks over, and then she unplugs something, and apparently it just destroys all their plans, and that's it. And then it says the end, ? So all in all, this was a fun parody. I really liked it. I really like the aesthetic of it. It was really put together very well, and I also did like the set design to it. It very much reminded me of the 90s, and also they had fun with it. So it's a fun parody. It's a good parody. If you like adult films, then I would say watch this one. If you are interested in a very explicit, uncensored version of that, then yeah, go for that film. It is a very hard film to find, I will say. It's not easy to come by, but you can find it online and watch it somewhere on there, I guess. But either way, the film itself, it serves its purpose. It gives us a parody of Plan 9 from Outer Space, and although the ending to this was kind of silly, I do think that it was better than the Ed Wood film. So yeah, I see why it's a 6.0 and Ed Wood's film is 3.9. But for this film, I'm going to give it a 7.5. 7.5. I think that's fair. I really wish that we had just a little bit more story to it. I really wish that we could elaborate it a little bit more on the dead, the zombies, just a little bit more. But I understand where they were coming from, because they were going to take their brain out and put it into a body that looks identical, and then they were going to send them back to Earth to basically take over the Earth and infiltrate the government so they could get like awesome pizza, according to what the alien said. So yeah, I mean, nothing about this film is serious whatsoever. It's just a straight up comedy, and it's a straight up parody of a a very low budget cult classic that's considered so bad that it's good. And with this one, I do have to say I did like it better than the original film Plan 9 from Outer Space, even though it's short. And in that short amount of time, I think that they were able to pull together a better story, a little bit more comedy that was meant to be comedy, rather than them taking it so serious and that it was so bad it's good and unintentionally funny. But what I do like about the original more is I like the ghouls, and I do like the zombies that do come back to life and terrorize the citizens in the town. So if it had that, I mean, I did say that I did like it better, but if it had that, it would be even better. So I really wish that we could have gotten some like zombies mixed in with this, a little bit more ghouls mixed in. But you know, we got what we got. We got a parody of Bela Lugosi's character, as technically Dracula is what he was, a ghoul. But at the same time, he was also playing with his teeth, and we get a blooper as well. So you get a blooper, and you get a guy in a cheesy costume being a creep. Pretty much is what this is. So yeah, you know, these films are not meant to be taken seriously. They're meant for one reason only, but I do see potential in them, and I do see where the filmmakers make creative choices, and I like to see that. And I also like to see the older type sets and the way that some of these films are put together. I just really like the production design on a lot of this stuff, especially because I like low budget and it offers more whenever you can skip over the X-rated material. You can find sometimes a really cool movie, and then sometimes altogether, even with everything in it, it can be a really good film. I've seen several adult films that tend to be, in my opinion, masterpieces. So yeah, I mean, you know, art is subjective, and I think there is a lot that you can learn also from some of these adult films. I've seen one film that in particular that I watched, and you know, I will review it one day, so I'm not going to give away the name of it. But that film was one of the most like beautiful adult films I've ever seen. One of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, period, because it actually gets into your mind, and you're watching a fantasy play out on screen in such an artistically beautiful way. So there's a lot that you can take from these films, and then sometimes they're just meant for fun. And I think that this is what this is exactly for, and this is exactly what I wanted for this review, was something that was really fun, something that was just a parody, something that you could literally put some beer and pizza onto and just laugh at and poke fun at. So I got exactly what I wanted for this one. And yeah, so a 7.5 is what I'm giving this one. So have you seen Plan 69 from Outer Space? If you have seen it, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was silly or stupid? And how do you think that it compared to the original film, which is Plan 9 from Outer Space by Ed Wood? Do you think that it was a pretty good parody of it? And if so, drop a comment, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype this video if you enjoyed this, and also follow me on my Instagram at Dreamhouse Nightmare. Thanks everyone, and good night.